Welcome back to Chow Time Pod. It's your host, Brett. Got a video today from Average Sun Unplugged. We're really close to that 100K. I really do appreciate you guys. So please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. And let's get that chow. It's chow time.
No! First off, a woman's, or a man's body for that matter, is not comparable to money. It has never been and never will be. But what's always so
You sure about that? Because women are really seem to be comparing their bodies for money.
funny about men who bring this up is that it's always men who bring this up. The only people who ever bring up or put heavy emphasis on how much money a man makes is the man. You complain that women
What the fuck are you talking about? Women say six figures all the time, but you have to support me. You have to be able to provide me the lifestyle that I already have and all this junk. Money's coming from them.
only value you for the money that you bring to the table. However, it seems like the only person who ever feels self-conscious about the kind of money that they bring to the table is men. And that really seems like some internal feelings that you need to work through.
What do you bring to the table for a man? I don't bring shit.
We
Not
know.
a damn thing. What do you mean bring what to the
Useless.
table? Women are not meant to bring stuff to the table. Women are naturally the table.
Yeah, naturally you just live under a table.
Men expect for women to prove themselves in this 2023 era.
Least married, first divorce, let's not talk about abortion, and the out of wedlock bastard productions per year. Who hurt you? You gay, your mama black, you hate black women, you turned out black women. Bro, shut
Shout
the
outs
fuck
to
up.
the bro.
Whenever you don't want to participate with these type of women, and you decide to go overseas and get you a traditional woman, or you only going overseas because you can't get women in America. You only going overseas to go lay down with prostitutes. You just need game. You just need six figures. If you make six figures, she gonna submit. If you want to live longer, stay away from Western women.
Story time. I went on a date with a very famous actor and it ended up being horrible. So we went out to eat at this really nice place in Miami, one of my faves. Everyone knows him. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. There's going to be no type of discretion. It was like the entire time people were in our face, looking, turning, watching. And I was like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway, we sit down, we have our table, we order food. And I don't even know how the conversation ended up here. But he starts talking about how he hates when girls wear Fashion Nova. Meanwhile, I'm wearing Fashion Nova. And I'm like, yo. So I'm too embarrassed at this point to even say anything. At the time, I work with Fashion Nova, like as an influencer. This is back before Instagram deleted my page, but whatever. I'm feeling really cute in my outfit, but I'm like, damn, sir. So we keep talking.
Yeah, he's calling you a broke, dusty, musty crusty.
We keep eating. The food was so damn good. I'm trying not to eat everything because I can eat a lot and I definitely am a plate clearer, but my outfit was really tight and like a light color, kind of like a stretchy material where I was like, yo, if we do anything after this, I'm gonna look pregnant if I keep eating. So I slow down. So we start talking about family and his family dynamics and my family dynamics, and don't know again how this comes up, but I'm talking about my father and how we don't have a relationship, blah, blah, blah. How about this man starts telling me that I need to find a way for my father and I to be cool again. Sir, do you know this man? Do you know any of the reasons why we are not cool? Do you understand that there could be so many reasons, like he raped me, dropped the G, that we're not cool? Which he didn't, but either way, there can be a multitude of reasons.
This is again, doesn't just because we don't understand or know what happened with you and your relationship with your father doesn't mean giving you the advice of maybe you should reconnect with your father and fix things is bad advice.
That I'm not with him, and he was just like, oh, a lot of times people's moms don't tell you the whole story of what goes on with your dad, and then before you know it, you have animosity for him and it's not even real. And I'm like, it's crazy to me that men will literally defend other men that they do not know whatsoever off of the strength of what's happened in their current life. So I'm just drinking more. I'm like, Lord have mercy, what is this date? And he is a little older than me, so he has that, like, I know what I'm talking about, like, slightly condescending manner that I can't stand.
Because he does. Usually people that are somewhat older have a little bit more life experience to where they do have a little bit more knowledge.
So I'm hitting him with a,
Not always.
shake your head, Jess, shake your head. Because if I say how I really feel, I'm gonna flip this table and dip. So I'm just like, stay pleasant, just get through this evening. And then it gets worse. I don't know how we end up here, but we start talking about Rihanna. This man starts telling me how much he loves Rihanna, how much he wishes he could date Rihanna, how much he would just do anything for her, how he's like a super fan and all this shit. And I'm like, bruh, who doesn't want to date Rihanna? She's a baddie, she's beautiful, she's from the islands. You done know all how to ting go. But can we not do that right now? Bruh. When I tell you this man, it went into strict and very definitive detail about Rihanna's appearance, about how classy she is, about how he felt like he would just suck her toes and just...
This man is some kind of weird.
It was insane.
Why are you telling the date you're on about sucking Rihanna's toe? It's just.
I
Oh
would never
gosh.
see him again after the date. I was like, yeah, this is dead. Like, we're never doing this shit again. I said to myself, it's so funny that a lot of women will think that dating men with status and dating these famous men is just gonna make life easier, when they don't realize that a lot of the times, not saying always, but a lot of the times when men have clout or they have money or they have some kind of status, they have their own crap going on in the background
Of
that you're
course.
probably gonna find out about, and they just make it really hard to deal with, and they're not willing to see their own crap, because in their mind they're perfect and they're a catch and you should be lucky to be here. But yeah, I never saw bro again. Negative 10 out of 10, would not recommend.
I got called fat on a first date. It has taken me like 2 weeks to process that it even happened to me, right?
It took you 2 weeks to process that they called you fat. I think it took you a lot longer to get fat, so I'm pretty sure you know already that you're fat.
I went through the 5 stages of grief, or so I thought. Because this past weekend, when I started telling my friends and my family about what happened to me, about being
They
called
laughed
fat,
and just said, "Ha! Got him."
right? And I just told another friend right now, and all of them have like the same response of like, oh, like you'll find someone, don't worry, like who says that was so rude, just giving me words of encouragement, right? But not one of them has said you're not fat.
As long as you know, girl. As long as you know.
No one has told me, like, he told the truth, I guess. Fuck.
Yeah, no shit.
I went on the weird.
How do you not know you're fat? Like you're literally almost have a gravitational pull, and you don't realize that you're fat. And when someone actually calls you fat, you're astonished and what the fuck? Who are you talking about? More fat?
Weirdest
Crazy.
first date. I went through a really messy breakup, and this was my first date back. Unfortunately, I fall under that category of women that dates losers, who don't take them out on dates, don't spend money on them, and lives in their apartment rent-free.
Oh, so you're a broke, dusty, musty, crusty that's going after Chad Rones, and Chad Rones are just plowing right through you. Gotcha.
Like a potted plant. So when this guy that I meet off of Bumble tells me he's gonna take me to an art museum, I'm jumping for joy at the bare minimum. I get there early. I park, right? He says, let's meet in front of the museum. Okay, fine. And so I'm walking up the hill, right? I'm walking up the hill. It's like a 10-minute walk. And I'm not breaking a sweat because, I go to the gym.
Congratulations.
I'm standing there waiting for him. There are people walking by, whatever. And I hear behind me, please, God, please let this not be the man that I'm going to be spending the next couple of hours with. Picture this. He arrives, khaki pants, a blue long-sleeved plaid shirt tucked into the khaki pants, and some, boots. Let me show you what I was wearing. This is the outfit. I'm going to arrive like this.
Okay.
Business casual versus girl who spends too much time on Pinterest and is 2 pins away from discovering a community that Tumblr in 2013 would have really liked. Yes, it's like the ED Tumblr aesthetic. Sorry, it was kind of a bad joke.
Regardless, he also has his keys. There's like 7 keys attached to his belt loop. And every time he walks, he sounds like a Walmart cash register, y'all. I'm like,
I do admit this, guys. Get rid of some keys. The jingling and all that stuff isn't the greatest.
hey, he's like, hi, I had to walk uphill. Brother, take a beat. This is our first impression. Go to the corner, take a sec. He was like, yeah, I'm fine. Also, I didn't RSVP like for the free tickets. So he's kind of like trying to figure out the ticket situation. I am extremely turned off by this because you've asked me to go on a date. Where are the tickets? Like, let's be a little proactive here. There's only like one exhibit here, so we decided to go to the Broad, which is a bigger art museum. While we're in line trying to get the tickets, his phone kind of stops working and he's not able to get the tickets, and so he just kind of rage quits in the middle. And then I'm doing it. Then I get the tickets, whatever, you know? And then I'm like, all right, let's go. And he kind of looks at me like, where do we go? Lead the way, brother. You are the please. And so I was like, okay, like, let me lead the way then, princess. And so, you know, I walk, I'm about to open the door and then I stop.
I can somewhat understand her on this one. Like, the man was pretty lackadaisical, but also he was probably very attractive. That's probably why you're giving him all these, you know, passes.
And then he's like, and I'm like, thanks. And then I walk in. Awkward. After this, we go get a matcha. At this point, I was just trying to give it a really fair shot. You know, I came out on this
See, I'm telling you, this guy must be really attractive and really tall.
It's my first date back. I'm just trying to make the most of it. He talked about all of his exes, which I thought was a way to kind of make things a little bit more platonic, but that is certainly not what was happening. And then he tells me, oh, I've been pro-Palestine since 2021. You're gonna tell a brown woman? I should have said, oh, only 2021? He then also tells me that he thought that he was bi. And
okay, this
like,
guy.
oh, yeah, like, you know, I tried it out on Grindr, but like, I don't think I'm bi because like people out there scared me.
I give it to her. She gave this guy a good amount of chances, and this guy just keeps fumbling the ball left and right.
He then says like, oh, I generally never feel connections on a first date, but like obviously that's like not how I feel now. And I was like, oh, okay. Also, one of my friends got brought up in conversation who is like a popular content creator, and he started freaking out over the fact that I knew who that was. He literally had to sit down. He was like, I'm so sorry. Honestly, like, I'm just a little bit starstruck right now. Like, he needed a moment. Like, and I was like, dude, oh my God. Like, no. He, like, started talking about Hassan. And honestly, listen, Hassan is not my type. I can objectively tell you, yes, he's very attractive. But, like, if you...
Hassan's attractive? Okay.
You are a man and you're on a date with a girl that's not feeling you, please don't mention Hassan, because now I'm thinking about Hassan and I'm looking at you. And the date is over. I cut it short because he is like literally like explaining just the plot. He explained the plot to like 4 movies to me, which movie guys, please stay away from me. I'm not renewing my AMC A-list membership for another man. I literally cannot do it. I don't use Letterboxd anymore. I am traumatized. He walks me to my car. I give him one of these, you know, like one armed hug. Then I leave. He texts me 10 minutes after we've parted ways. No, like, oh, it was so nice seeing you, blah, blah, blah. He says, and I quote, P.S. I would have totally gone in for an end-of-date kiss, but IDK if that was the vibe, and I didn't want to give you the ick. Bro, you gave me the ick when you arrived on our date with black specks under each and every nail that you had and white residue in your sideburn. And listen, I nipped it in the bud. I told him I didn't like him. I'll say this, his only crime, being cringe. Is that, you know, it's not the worst thing that you could be as a guy, but I'm just not looking forward to meeting any other men anytime soon.
Victimhood mentality is always present, right? And every story they tell, doesn't matter if it's a good story, a bad story, if they're the evil ones or the other person's the evil one, they're always the victim. Just like that last story, right? It's her side of the story, his side of the story, and then the truth. But I'm sure the truth is in between. He was somewhat a little cringy, I'm sure, but he also tried his best, where she probably wasn't the most receptive of everything. So, but she always still made herself the victim, as she was perfect in every single way in the date, and he just fumbled everything. Please like, comment, subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I could use it. Ciao.